Let's start with our event. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Alumni Unplugged, brought to you by Computer Engineering Student Association CESA, in collaboration with the community partners CSI and GDG VIT. My name is Bhavika Yashwantrao, and I'll be your host for today's special podcast, which is also streaming live on YouTube. We are here to bridge a gap between the campus dreams and the corporate reality, bringing you stories that inspire and empower. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today on this exciting Saturday, 16th August 2025. Today, we are thrilled to have a truly inspiring guest with us, Miss Aditi. She is a trainee DevOps engineer at Seclore and an alumni who has walked the very halls that you walk today at VIT. Her journey for college to corporate is filled with valuable lessons, perseverance, transformation, and we are fortunate to have her today with us to share her experiences. Before we begin, I would also like to acknowledge that our esteemed convener, Professor Suja Jayachandra, ma'am, has also joined us. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us today and supporting this insightful event. We are all pleased to inform Miss Aditi to our session today. To start off, Miss Aditi, could you please give us a quick look into your 4 years at college and how you managed your time between the studies and the other activities that you performed? Over to you, Miss Aditi.
Thank you, Bhavika, for such a warm welcome and kind words. And I would also like to thank Suja ma'am for this opportunity and for inviting me here. I'm really grateful to share my experiences with all my juniors and would love to see you all in the corporate world as well. So, starting off, my journey in Vidyalankar has been really great. So, we started off our first semester online because of the pandemic. And from the second semester, we continued our journey offline in the campus. So, beginning with I got familiar starting with programming languages like Python and C and some basic web technologies in the first and second year itself. And after that, in the second years and third years, starting with data structures and algorithms and participating in various events and workshops happening in colleges and also becoming part of CESA as well. So, which was a great experience overall. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so this was really interesting to know, and it's great to hear from you that how you balanced your academics and extracurricular. Now, did you apply for any internship or did you secure any internship during your college years?
So basically, I did two internships. One under the guidance of Suja ma'am at Vidyalankar itself. So the first internship was we were trying our team was trying to develop a faculty appraisal system for Vidyalankar under the guidance of Suja ma'am. So that was an internship where we tried to develop a functional web application for faculty appraisal, in which I was most of the looking for backend technologies. So I very much got familiar with databases and backend technologies, which actually really helped me during my interviews to tackle questions regarding databases and what challenges I face. And that's it. And the second internship I did, this internship we did in the third year. And the second internship I did was in a startup as a front end developer in React. So the internship got this internship through a referral, and I did this after completing my third year in the summer break we get after the semester, after sixth semester basically. So as a front end developer in React, I got a chance to develop a React application for them, which they were looking for.
Okay, so as you mentioned that you were also a part of CESA committee, so can you please share how your experience was over there?
So I was with CESA for 2 years, first as a documentation core member in the second year, and then as a documentation head in the third year. The experience was really great. It made my confidence, public speaking skills, and communications really better, which actually helped me today for interviews, which helped cracking interviews as well. And in corporate, the skill which we required is communication is must. Like you need to communicate really well, right? Proper, ask proper questions and communicate your. You should be able to communicate your work really well. So that's what CESA helped me.
Okay, so now moving forward, your shift from a student life to starting a role as a corporate must have been a quite change. Now, could you just take us through how your journey unfolded after the graduation? How did you secure your role at the Seclore, and what was the transition process like for you?
So, answering your question as how did I secure a role at Seclore? So, during the placement season at Vidyalanka, Seclore came at on-campus place for on-campus placements at Vidyalanka. So, they were hiring for a training product engineer. So, I sat for the interview process there, and I cleared the rounds. And after the whole interview process was done, so after the process, they offered me a role as a DevOps trainee DevOps engineer. So I was already interested in DevOps and exploring technologies, so I gladly accepted the offer. So I got the opportunity through the placements at Vidyalankar itself. And answering the transition from college life to corporate, it was not that difficult because the culture at Seclore is very great. People are helpful, friendly, and approachable. So whenever I need help, people are there to help me, guide me wherever I stuck. And starting off Vidyalanka, while I was in Vidyalanka, I gained problem solving skills and I got really well with that. So, not a big problem for me.
So, this was very good to hear that you got an on campus placement. That's really insightful. And as a training DevOps engineer at Seclore, what are your day-to-day responsibilities? Can you please describe what is a typical work day like that is looking forward?
So, okay. So, just I'll give a gist of what DevOps is basically. So, it just combines the development and IT operations for dev and the ops part of it. It just try to fasten the automation, deployment, and this the CI/CD, that is continuous integration and continuous development part. So, my day-to-day activities include building automations, enhancing automations, and fixing bugs in the existing automations. The typical workday would look like I would start off with checking my emails or any scheduled meetings and start off with the task I had been assigned to, and then discuss with the team if I get stuck, ask my seniors if I need any help, and then end off with a discussion what we did today, what we are planning for tomorrow, and if we have any blockers. Yeah, that's.
Now, that seems to be a very good environment working at Seclore also. And since DevOps is a fast evolving field, what skill do you think the student should start developing from now onwards for the future?
So, DevOps has very vast technologies, like it has various technologies companies use. So, starting off, you should start with any cloud architecture like AWS, Azure, any cloud technologies, and then moving to Docker, Kubernetes, and for CI/CD, you can start with Jenkins, build small projects in cloud, deploy using Kubernetes and Docker, and start off small. You'll get hands-on experience in it. And it's not very difficult to start off. Start small, and you'll be able to do things which everyone can do.
This was really valuable, definitely worth noting down. Now we move on towards the placements. Now, this is one of the most stressful and competitive phase. Could you share how you prepared for your placement process and what helped you stand out during your interviews?
So, okay, I can totally understand the placement anxiety, fear, and confusion all across the students because I was also being around, confused, and not able to know what to do, what next. So, I would just advise everyone to start early. starting early is very important. Even if you do not start early, start at the start at now. Like it's never too late, but starting early will be very beneficial. Start whatever you learn in your college curriculum. Start with that. Build your core subjects strong, like databases, operating systems, and all these subjects, computer networks, very strong. Having your subject strong really helps in interview processes. Start with any particular programming languages, C, C++, Python, Java. Make that really strong. Go deep into it. Then start with data structures and algorithms. Ask your faculties, go on YouTube, search for courses you can do on it. And then after that, when you have proper understanding of it, start solving questions. Solving coding questions is important for any interview to crack, for a software development role or DevOps role or any role in the computer science field. Solving coding problems is very much important. So start with Leap Code, Code Chef, or any platform you get, Hackathon. Start solving small. Start with small questions. If you do not know how to do it, go on YouTube, search for solutions. You will get hundreds of solutions there. Do or try it with it. Then another time try it with yourself. And after that, try for getting an internship. So building projects that will make you understand the things. Try different technologies, web, app, or DevOps, anything you will be interested in. Try different things. Whatever you will get interested in. Go with the flow and try different technologies. Network with people, talk to different people, and then apply for internships. You'll get If you get an internship, you'll get a really good hands-on experience on it, and it will be really beneficial for your placement period. And also for on-campus placement, the aptitude itself becomes really important, and most of the students get eliminated in the aptitude round itself. So make your aptitude and logical thinking power strong. Practice aptitude regularly, I would suggest. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much for this. But can you please just exaggerate and tell us more in detail about how the different placement rounds are taking place so that we can prepare step by step as well?
Okay, so as for placements, there are different companies have different guidelines, different things. So for a general view, companies usually have first an aptitude round, second a coding or DSA round, and then one or two interviews. For Seclore, it was one aptitude round, one DSA round, one online interview, and one office in-person interview. So for aptitude rounds, they will ask reasoning, logical questions, quantitative questions, maths-based questions to check your logical power, basically. And in coding rounds, easy to medium level lead code questions like questions on strings, arrays, stacks, and queues. Even some companies ask for graphs and trees as well. So practice those questions. Most of the companies at campus placements, you will be able to crack the coding round if you're well equipped with strings, tags, queues, and arrays and linked lists. So you will be able to crack those rounds easily if you have basic understanding of what these are, and you have solved few questions on any of the platforms like HackerRank, LeetCode, or CodeChef. So that's not a problem. Yeah.
So, as we know that having different profiles on the internet as well, like for example, LinkedIn and all, so how much importance does it take? Like, did you also have the account at that particular time? And what is the strategies to maintain that particular profile?
Okay. So I did had a LinkedIn account and GitHub profile as well. But for on-campus placement, it does not matter much. But if you are applying for off-campus placement, it will really help you to build your LinkedIn profile because that's one thing which a recruiter will look at and assume things about you, right? So building LinkedIn profiles is very much important. Whatever you do, the courses, the certification, just upload on LinkedIn and build your profile such that when a recruiter or any person just views it, so they gets an idea what you did, and what you're capable of.
Thank you so much for that. Now, moving on to the projects or any mini project that we are doing. Can you please tell about any specific project or the challenge you have worked on and what has made it challenging or exciting?
So as for projects, I mentioned earlier, we were developing faculty faculty appraisal system for Vidyalanka. So that was a bit challenging for us. We discussed various solutions for it, and then finalized one. We faced different challenges regarding how, like, we were new to the technologies, how to build it, and how to design a database, and how to do stuff was very new to us. So that was a challenge for us. Database, I learned databases, everything, databases and backend technologies through that one project. And actually, it really helped me in the interviews. I was able to answer questions about databases, connectivity, and everything because of that particular project we did. And that connected, and I was able to answer even difficult questions in the interview.
Thank you so much for this. So now I will just like to ask you that whenever in our 4 year of engineering, the many projects that we get, so what do you think how the strategy should be like? Like many people also tend to maintain the same set of group throughout all the projects. So is that good or we should keep changing our groups as well? So what do you think about it?
So I think in the starting first or second year start, you can switch groups and try it with different people. But after that, keeping a set of group is I feel it's very important, because you get to know them, you know what they have, you know what you have, and what you can build together. In the start, you can experiment with different peoples, knowing different peoples, how well you can work with them. At the end, if you are the only one in the group contributing, that then it's not worth it, right, to have a group. So if you are in a group, then everyone should contribute equally. If you are the only one who are contributing and everyone else is just getting the benefits of it, then it's not worth it. Just get out of it, I would say. And then find a group in which the others are equally contributing as well. And having a set of people, like fixed set of group, will be beneficial for building many projects as well. And for the strategy, you can plan things accordingly, discuss with them, have meetings, discuss in breaks, and then plan a flow, like how you can achieve this. Build, even if it's small, it's fine, but build something of your own rather than just going to GitHub and getting a project or something like that.
Thank you so much for these strategies. Can you please exaggerate on what the mini project idea should be like few of the mini projects that are quite of importance in today's world, or something that one should work in the first 4 years?
So ideas, as in, it doesn't matter actually whatever comes to your mind, just build it. It's not important how small it is or how big it is. It's important that you learn from that idea, even if it's a small game, or even if it's a to-do list app, or even if it is a snake game, or any small game. It's fine, but just build it, learn from it, and eventually you'll get an idea, or eventually you'll get an idea from internet, from faculties, and you will be able to develop it.
Okay, thank you so much for this. Now, moving on, can you please tell us about one tool or the app that you use every day at your work and is of a great importance?
So tool or a app, at work we use GitHub. Basically, GitHub plays a very important role at work. Even we use GitHub, but many companies use different tools or technologies similar to GitHub, GitLab, or SPM, and something like that. So GitHub plays a very important role. We use that for maintaining the code and building things around it. And also one of the tool is Notion for maintaining the to-do list, meeting notes, and the things I had to be do for the coming weeks or coming days.
Okay, so we'll surely remember this particular thing. Also, can you mention one of the skill from the college that has helped you today work in a very good and efficient way?
So one of the skill would be problem solving skills. I've developed problem solving skills and of this and also communication skills during the college years, and which really help in solving problems in day-to-day life of a DevOps engineer. And communication, as always, is important because if you do not communicate your thoughts, the person will not understand what you're saying, and it's important to communicate your thoughts well and ask right questions at right time.
Okay, so now just looking back, what is one of the mistake that you feel that you could have wished you can reverse, and what did you actually learn from it?
So I feel if I could reverse anything, I feel I would connect with more people, network with more people. Through this, you get more opportunities, participate in more college events, hackathons, and all of this stuff, because you get exposure opportunities through the hackathons, college events, networking people. And I feel the early you get out of your comfort zone, the early you'll be able to be successful.
Okay, so that self realization is also important. So, just depending on this particular thing, I just want to ask you another question that have you ever faced any self doubt or some setbacks, and how did you overcome to this?
Setbacks and self doubts are common for everyone. Like, I'll just give an example. When I was searching for an internship after my third year, I, I had applied internship more than 50 or 60 internships, but I was not getting a interview call or email or anything. But I was just applying, but not getting. That phase was I was self-doubting, like uh, was not good for me. But I was not just like sitting there like, no, I don't want to do. I was even trying. I was still doing coding, still solving problems. And I got the internship the day I ended my third year's exam. And that day I got the call from my brother that there is a startup. So I just gave a referral. So you just had to go and interview there. So that was the point I got the internship.
So, this is a very good moment that you got your internship towards the third year itself.
Hmm.
So, can you please give us the best piece of career advice that you can give so far, that you have received so far?
So the best piece of career advice would be consistency is the key. I feel how consistent you are is very important, and keep learning, keep adapting, because learning and consistency is what I feel is most important. If you don't adapt in today's world, and if you will be rigid towards the technologies that I know this stuff, I will be only working in this, no, it won't work, because nowadays there are so many technologies coming in, there are artificial intelligence coming in, machine learning coming in. So if you will be not adaptable and flexible, then you will be laid off, like how companies laying off employees, because there must be something, no? You need to be learning and evolving. Whatever the technology is coming, you need to be adapting towards them. Learn, adapt, and be consistent, I would say.
Okay, thank you so much for this. And moving on, that how do you manage developing your skills? Like, for example, in coding competitions like hackathon or the project works, how does it actually help in our day-to-day learning and also in the career opportunities? Does it has any importance? Shall we participate, or what do you think about it?
So you should definitely participate in hackathons, coding events, any opportunity you get in college, you should just grab it and participate in it. I say they teach us a lot. Building projects, you learn more while building projects than just watching any YouTube video or doing any course. Building projects, you will get so many challenges, so many errors. You will just go on the internet, solve them. You'll just learn so much while building projects and during hackathons as well. You learn so much from hackathons as well. You learn about teamwork, speaking, communication skills, discussing your ideas to them, and then solving the problem. Like telling your problem to any of your guide and convincing them that yes, we have the capability to do this, and that's very important. And participating in coding competitions also help you understand where you are and how you need to improve, where what are others doing, how can you improve your skills, and how much knowledge have you gained through the things your hard work. So it's important to participate in it.
Yes, thank you so much for this. And also now moving towards the extracurricular and the hobbies, can you please tell me that were you involved in other activities like the cultural ones, the sports and arts? And do you think that getting involved in this is also playing an important role? How one should manage all these things? Yes.
Yes. So obviously, extracurricular activities also play a very important role. Having academics sorted is very nice, but being in extracurricular activities, you learn a lot. You know how to talk to people, and that's a very important skill. I was also being involved in CESA, and I was also a part of volleyball team in our college. So being a part of it really helps. And obviously, you need to have some fun in college, and obviously, you have to do your academics well. But having an extracurricular edge will definitely be a good part. And managing time, like you have to manage things well, set do a to-do list, do time management, set priorities. No, I don't want to skip this. I won't skip this. And you will be able to do this and cut off things which you can cut off. Obviously, try different strategies and you will find your way out.
Yes, thank you so much. And we'll surely participate involving our extracurricular things as well. So, moving ahead, can you also tell us about some of the college memories that you actually remember that has a very special place in your heart?
uh, College memories. Okay, so one of the college memories was we were hosting a treasure hunt event in Sasa, and that was really memorable. There were a lot of participants that has come around, and we were hosting it on ground too. That was one of the college memories that stayed with me, and yeah, that's it.
Okay, so now as we move ahead, let us take some of the audience questions that we have over here. So, the very first question that is, what are the current technologies that are going to boom in software and the hardware industries?
So current technology is definitely anything towards AI and machine learning will get a boom. Like you need to be aware of artificial intelligence, Gen AI, ChatGPT, prompt engineering. You'll be really good at prompting things. Even at Seclore, I'll give an example. We are moving towards AI. Even Seclore is trying to build their own AI and just integrate in our day-to-day coding and stuff so that things get easier. So you need to be good at prompting, prompt engineering things, and for DevOps things, anything related to Kubernetes, infrastructure as code, and security in DevOps would be evolving.
Yes, so even if we are using different platforms like ChatGPT, Perplexity, and all that, it is very important that we know how to give the prompt to it.
Yes.
So our next question is, which stack programming language has higher industry adaptation currently?
So programming languages evolve differently. So Python, Java are the evolving languages. Python particularly has gained a lot more popularity and among coders as well. I would suggest if you're like want to go in software development field, particularly in development field, start with Java or C++. plus plus. So it will give you a better understanding of object oriented languages, and eventually you can move to Python or any other web technologies, even web technologies. You can try JavaScript, React, Angular. These are the ones that are getting famous during the years.
Okay, thank you for that. Now we have next question coming up that tell us about the semiconductor rise in near future in India.
So I do not have much idea about semiconductor industry. So I don't know. I would be the right person to guide you.
Okay, no problem for that. Next question is that one is asking that whatever projects we are doing as our mini projects, can we put that in our resume or in our interviews, the final interviews? So, what do you think about it?
Yes, definitely you can put your many projects in your resumes, final interviews. Even the projects we built, the appraisal system, I put it on my resume. It's that you need to contribute to that project. Yes, if you contributed to that project and you are able to answer to the questions the interviewer asks, you can definitely put it on your resumes.
Okay, so there is another question that what will be your approach in the last 1 month of the college placement?
So first of all, in 1 month, we can't do anything, right? Because the placement preparations should start from like at least 3 months before or 6 months before, or from if you're starting early, start from second year and eventually. But for 1 month strategy, I would suggest start practicing your aptitude questions regularly, because that's the first round you need to clear, right? If you're not able to clear the first round itself, how can you expect to go further? Start practicing aptitude first. Second is the coding problems. Start solving lead code, coach, any platform you like. Start solving questions. Daily practice of aptitude and coding questions will be necessary. And start revising your databases, OS, computer networks so thoroughly, like know the concepts very well. And after that, just go through your projects and just enhance them or try to visualize them and see if you are able to answer questions if you are asked something about your projects. That would be enough.
Okay, thank you for that. That means actually we need to start it from the very start and as soon as possible.
Awesome.
Yeah, so nextly, we are going to go. One of the member has asked that about the group discussion, like how the role is being given and how the process actually works, like in the group discussion.
So in group discussions, at my time, for me, I was not part of any group discussion because I gave around 3 or 4 interviews, and after that I got Seclore. So I was not aware of what group discussions were, but what I heard, I can tell, like they just assign one topic and give everyone a chance to speak. There you will get a chance and you will speak about your whatever the topic would be. Yeah, that would be it.
So the role is particularly given, or does it go towards the flow itself?
So you get a chance basically if you have any topic related, say artificial intelligence. So you'll get if you're talking about what would be it advantages, you can be free whatever you want to talk. You just have to put your thoughts out there. There is no particular role, as in you just need to discuss with your peers. It just checks your understanding of what you are and how well you can communicate. These two things are the main things for group discussions. I would suggest like keep your thoughts out there. Don't just keep shut. Be communicating, be expressive, and let others speak as well.
Yes, thank you so much for it. Now we will move on to the placements at our own college, Vidyalankar Institute of Technology. So can you please tell me at your time how many number of companies did visit our college for the
So
placements?
yeah. So number as in I do not have the exact number, but I can generally roughly give you an idea about which companies come. There are many companies who visit the college. In the starting itself, there are few companies which pay you well comes to the college, like in August or mid-September, companies like Seclore, Carvale, Interactive Brokers, these companies, even Oracle comes uh, by November or October itself. And few mass hiring companies comes, Capgemini, TCS, Cognizant that come by November or December. So there are many companies. I do not know the exact number, and I'm not the right person to give you the number. Right? So, but there are many companies which come to campus. You need to be ready for that. If you're ready, then you're good.
Okay. So the next question is, what were the roles offered by these companies to us in the interviews and for the further placement?
Okay, mostly the roles would be software developers, web developers, even some higher for front end, back end developers. I was not aware of Seclore was not hiring for DevOps engineer as in, but they offered me a role. Even people come for DevOps, web developers, software developer, backend developers for quality assurance as well. We got an opportunity. Browser stack came for quality assurance developer. So there are different roles you can choose from, and you can get a chance like whatever you want through companies. And if you're hired, like even consultancies jobs like technical consultants roles were also being offered in placement, so that's not an issue.
Okay, so next we move on towards like not every student sits for the college placement. Some goes for the higher studies as well, and some goes into their own business. So can you please tell me how many students, how many percentage of students were sitting for the college placements? A round of figure.
So mostly 85 to 90% of the student go for placements and rest go for a gate or even masters abroad. And some will go for another thing, whatever they want to do, even for startups or they have businesses. Around of 85 to 90% of the students were there for placements. And if a companies come on campus, then every student from each branch will get an equal opportunity to sit. There is no some companies will only allow students from computer or IT, but most of the companies will not differentiate between any branch. Every branch student will get an equal opportunity to sit for placements and apply for interviews.
Thank you for involving that point that the branch also depends, and
Yes.
most of the companies also look at computer engineering and IT. So now also talking about the SGPI or the CGPI, what do you think about that? Do the company also look after that?
So, if you're trying off campus, definitely not. They will not look at your SGPA or CGPA. But in on campus placement, there should be some companies or some companies have their criteria like it should be above 7 or above 8.5. Not all, but some of them would require. But I would suggest maintain your CGPI or SGPI above 7.5 or 8. So it would be easier to you for get get an opportunity for placements. But it's just like a mechanism to eliminate students, because there are so many students across every branch. So that's only one thing, CGPI or HGPI, through which students can be eliminated, right? So maintaining it would be a beneficial. It doesn't like claim anything like if you have a CGPA of 9 or 10, like you would be placed or you know things well than the person who has CGPA of 700, but just is just a mechanism to eliminate and make the process smoother.
Okay, so what do you think? What is better, like to do masters or MTech after 1 or 2 years, or directly go for the placements? What do you think about it?
I do not have any particular thinking about it, but felt like getting an experience in industry would be really good. But definitely, if you are going for masters directly after your college, it has two things. Everything has its pros and cons, right? So if you're going for masters uh, after your graduation, then it has its pros and cons. You will be linked, like you are just out of college and you are very excited to work in industry, and after a graduation, doing MTech or masters will have its also advantages, like you are already learning. You do not need to put extra efforts there, like कि मुझे पढ़ना है, मुझे ये करना है. So it would be really beneficial, but giving break of 1 or 2 years would be like giving breaks to your studies and then starting over would be difficult. It has some pros and cons, and that also has some pros and cons. So choose accordingly whatever you feel best for you. That would be best for you.
Okay, so this thing actually depends on us whether to go on masters or business, depending uh, placements. So now let us work towards the culture and team dynamics at your own workplace. How can you describe your company's work culture?
So work culture, as in the work culture is great. We do not have fixed hours to work. The impact of our work is more focused rather than how many hours we work. And people are really helpful, approachable. Whenever I get stuck, people are ready to help me and tell me what I can do, what not, how to approach things, how to not. And the culture is open. We can talk to anybody at any time. There are no cabins, there are no hierarchical structure. The culture is open and we can talk to anybody, work according to us, and be responsible for our work basically.
So that this was a very good thing to know that you do not have any hierarchical positions and all. You have a very open culture. So this is going to be a very good networking area for your workplace, actually. Now, can you please tell us about your team experience? Have you faced any team experience challenges? And if yes, how have you resolved them?
So now, as such, I have not faced any challenges yet, but everything seems good. There are few things I need to get improved. Like I need to be I should ask more questions. I feel I should involve myself more in the team discussions. As a fresher, we do not know what some things we do not know. Like we feel ki everybody is so knowledgeable, but I am just stuck here. I do not know anything. There are self doubts in your when you start your corporate as well, but you need to be make sure you are present, listening more, understanding more, uh, listening, understanding more, and just be there and be consistent. You will be good.
Okay, so now again, moving on, we have another question from our audience. That can you please give us an entry-level project suggestion for DevOps?
So you can just build any simple application related to web technologies and deploy. Like take an example of a game, any game you have in mind, and just take that game and deploy it in cloud. Use some amount of Docker and just Dockerize it and just deploy it somewhere. Use if you want, you can if you want to enhance it, you can use Kubernetes for orchestration. And you can start with small projects. Take a small project from GitHub, a game or a web application, and try to deploy it in AWS using AWS and Docker. That would be sufficient to start.
Okay, thank you so much. Another question that we have is that what's one thing about the industry that the students usually don't know, but they should know about it?
So, building projects in college is very different, and building doing projects in industry is very different. You need to write clean code, maintainable code, and you need to always think of reusability. Like how can I minimize the code? How can things can reuse? Not just if I want to do it and have done it. No, you have to think about reusability and write clean code, comment wherever possible. Because if I am writing the code now, if someone has to view it afterwards and has problem with it, I know what I had done, but the other we are working in a team. I do not know what work can be assigned to me afterwards. If the same uh, piece of code is passed to some other person, he would be able to understand it, right? So you need to maintain that and document everything wherever possible. Documentation plays a key role in industry. Writing clean code, maintainable code, reusability, documenting everything. Yeah, these all things plays a very important role in industry or corporate life. And listen and don't be reluctant or don't be ignorant about things. Listen to everything, attend everything, try to learn. Even if you start your job, do not stop learning. Try things, learn, use your weekends well, and explore things. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, so exploring, keeping learning, and documenting, very important role playing. And then we have one more thing that, as you mentioned, that documentation is really important. So can you please just elaborate as to what all things actually should be documented and what are the different strategies by which we can just do these particular things?
So documenting as in if you're attending a meeting, just take notes of that meeting. So you do not forget because there are so many things, so many threads that go on. And as a fresher, you tend to not know the company well, the company product well if you're working in a product company, because there are so many components in it and there are experienced people working there. They know very well what the component means, but you are a fresher, you tend to forget things. So if you are a meeting, just take simple notes which you will be able to understand. There is no need to show it to others, but the notes that you can able to refer to. If you're coding something, just note, yes, I did this today and what helped me solve it. Just add references if you have used any references, any article you have searched. Just add it. It will be helpful. Just whatever you're doing, document it, add a date and add a list of it. Yes, these references. I solved this problem using these links, and that would be sufficient.
Okay, thank you so much for this. And we will surely note down all the things, whatever are important. The next question comes like, as you mentioned earlier, that hackathon is also playing a very important role. Can you please tell us about your experience, if any, you have participated in any hackathon, and how was your role, how you learned from it, and what was journey throughout?
So, as in, we participated in the internal hackathons, but I regret that did not get a chance to participate in the external hackathons or the hackathons happened outside of Vidyalanka. So SIH, you must have heard about Smart India hackathons, have participated in SIH internally, not a part of their proper SIH, even Kavach internally. And one of the hackathon was enough. We were a group of people from our division itself. We were trying to participate in inner as well, but couldn't make it to the hackathon. But it, even if if you're going for internal hackathons, it will be really helpful. You develop things, you try things, you discuss, you have meetings, you get to put your points, take others' points, and develop through it. That will be really helpful.
Okay, but as you mentioned, internal and external hackathon, can you please elaborate as to what these two are and what are its advantages, disadvantages, and all those?
So internal hackathon, as in if Smart India hackathon is going to happen, there will be an internal round to select teams which will be participating in SIH, and after that SIH will shortlist the teams whichever are worthy of or are will stand out. So in internal hackathons, there will be we have to build our projects, and there will be a presentation round, there will be a panel, so we need to present them what our idea is, what have we developed, and that would be it. And for external hackathons, there will be, if you for SIH and all these national level hackathons, there will be a topic already assigned to it, and there will be a particular period of time given to you, and you need to build that particular project according to that. And on the day of the hackathon, there will be additional enhancements or things which they want you to build. Then during that amount of period, say 24 hours or 36 hours, you will be able to develop that things, and there will be a round of presentation and explanation. There will be judges coming around to you and asking questions, and after that there will be winners announced accordingly.
Okay, so this was a different thing. Can you please also tell us about DevOps in detail for the ones who actually don't know about it, as many people are also asking on the group section?
So, okay, basically what DevOps is, it bridges the gap between the development part and the IT ops operation parts. Basically, that's what it means. DevOps is not any tool or something, it's a concept. It's a concept basically companies use to combine dev and ops. What it contains is automation, continuous integration, and continuous development part. So what we do, I can tell what my daily tasks include is we get let's say a package from the engineering team, that is the development team. We get a package, we do the automation and deployment part easier for the operations teams. So I work in a product based company. So if a customer comes to the ops team, like the customer service team, they and everything is finalized, and we need to deploy the product in their servers for on-premise customers. So the deployment process is made easier by DevOps team. So earlier there would be list of documents, what you need to do. You need to perform these steps, run these code to develop or deploy this. But now it is easier. You need to basically, if you are using Jenkins, you just need to run a specific job, and everything would be deployed in their servers automatically.
Okay, so like DevOps is basically development and operation, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you please tell me what is the fastest way of learning DevOps, if any?
There is no fastest way as such, just learn AWS and Docker. It's not that difficult. You can easily get courses on YouTube or any Udemy or Coursera, and you can learn that as well. Just get familiar with cloud concepts, Docker, and Kubernetes. you will be very familiar with DevOps. And nowadays, cloud, DevOps, AI, ML will be the emerging fields.
Okay, thank you for that. And also, do you have any advices for the students studying in second, third, and the fourth year?
Mm, yes, definitely. I would suggest them to start early. The first advice I would give everyone, if you are a second year student, start right away. Find any language you want, Java, C++, start with that and then explore. I would suggest if you are starting early, explore as many things as possible because you'll get a chance to explore. You will know what you like and what you not, and you will be able to decide in which field you want to go. Either the development side, like web development, app development, AI and ML development, or DevOps or cloud, even the matter, cloud ops, cloud operations, or data analytics, anything. Just explore everything. And just if you're in second year, start preparing, start taking part in coding competition, hackathons, not only for second years, but if you're in second, third, or fourth year, start participating in hackathons, try for internships. You'll get a hands-on experience. As when I did an internship at the startup, I got a real world experience how things work actually. Because when we are building a project, it's very different, and when you're working in a corporate setting, it's very different. So you'll be ahead if you get an opportunity to work as an intern somewhere, right? So as a third year, do not worry basically. There are times you will get self doubt, anxiety, all that stuff, but keep working. For the final years who are about to start their placement season, I would suggest just be consistent. If you face any rejections as well, don't get disheartened. There are many opportunities coming ahead. Just keep practicing, keep learning, keep evolving, and you will definitely be placed on campus of or off campus. I would suggest that.
Okay, thank you so much for these motivational lines as well. And now, can you please mention any specific course or the certification that one must do?
So there are no specific course or certifications as such. So I started web development in after second year. There was a Udemy course by Angela Yu. So I started with that. That were if you're starting, if you want to start web development, I would suggest that was an amazing course. If you want to start web development, it's easy to understand, covers most of the parts of web development. You get a gist of what web development is, and you'll be able to do small projects in it. The course is Web Development by Angela Yu in Udemy. And other courses would be you don't need to pay for anything. I feel there are YouTube channels who and the faculties of Vidyalanka, they teach you so much, and on YouTube also you'll get so many things and even free things basically, rather than for the courses, because the courses sometimes becomes very expensive and students tend to buy them, but there's no use sometimes. If you go on YouTube and ask right people, connect with right people and ask them, they'll guide you really nicely. And there are so many things you can watch on YouTube. Even I can suggest a playlist for Java and DSA. The playlist is by Kunal Kushwaha, Java and DSA, where I learned DSA through Java. The playlist was amazing. There are playlists for OS, like short. If you want to revise everything quickly, there are things for that. One short playlist for that as well. So, yeah.
Thank you so much for the playlist that you have provided. We'll surely note it down. And now, can you please tell us about the biggest mindset shift that the students need to make before entering the industry?
So mindset shift would be, do not be rigid, be flexible, I say, be adaptable, keep learning, and don't get demotivated. Like there will be times you will be in a meeting and think everyone knows so much, and I'm the one who do not know. I'm not getting what to do, what not to do. Just be there, listen to them, keep learning, keep adapting, I would say, and be consistent with your work. These three things will make you successful in your life in whatever field you choose.
Okay, so this is really important that we should not be rigid, we must be flexible. But can you please tell me what do you mean by this flexible?
Okay, so flexibility. So I will give an example. If you are working on web developments and you know particular things, say you are working on React and you know things about React, and so don't be rigid about I know this and I only work. If you get a chance to work on Angular or any other web development tools, you would be ready to accept it, learn it, and do it. Not like that ki I know this, I will only work on this. It doesn't work like that. You need to be flexible, learn things and apply it. That's what I mean flexible.
Okay, so now how do you see the DevOps, cloud, and AI covering the near future?
So everyone knows these things will be booming, and these will be future, especially the AI part. Everyone is afraid that AI will just take up their jobs, and these things you'll just read headlines about it everywhere, wherever you go on internet. But things are true. AI is evolving, but you also need to evolve with it. Every company will adapt to AI and machine learning. If not, they will lag behind. So I had already shared my example that our company is also entering in the field of AI. They are building their product, evolving and emerging AI itself. So don't be afraid of it. Just adapt to it and learn what it is and how can you use it in your daily day-to-day life. And like do not just directly go to ChatGPT and say ki I want this. Just you will not learn anything through it. In the starting days, in your college days, start to explore, start to search, go on Google, find articles, go on Stack Overflow, and just read through it rather than firstly going to ChatGPT. First, try to search through it, understand it, and then you can try ChatGPT, AI's perplexity, and whatever your AIs are.
Yes, thank you so much again for this important input. Now, there is another question from our audience that in DSA round, is it necessary to solve all the questions in the given problem to get selected?
So there are different DSA rounds. As in for Seclore, there was a on paper DSA round. There were the questions were based on binary search tree. So there were set of functions given, and there were five questions we need to answer. Like what would be the output of this particular question function, and how will be the output look like, and explain this function, what will it do. Just one line questions. And for other companies there will be 4 to 5 questions. It depends on the company as well, and the students performing and the students performing it, like performing in it, because the company might have set a criteria like for if there are 5 questions in it, if a student solves 3 or 4, he'll get shortlisted for the next round. So there is no particular thing like you need to solve this much or this much. You need to just give your best. It depends on the company rules, etc. So you need to be flexible. Keep your mind out of this key. I have to solve it this much or this much.
Okay, thank you so much. And also, can you please tell us that what are some of the coding practices that differentiate a student coder from a professional engineer?
So not where there are not very differences in it. I as I earlierly mentioned, right? neat code, clean code, which is understand, give proper variable names and structured code wherever needed, add comments, and that's it, and document it. That's the difference. We tend to code anything, and like we tend to do things for the so like for the challenge we get today, but as a professional you need to keep in mind of the future as well. Like if I code this, will it be reusable? Is it necessary? For every line you code, you need to ask yourself, is it necessary or not? Should I add code? Because how much code will be more, there will be more maintaining, there will be more maintenance of the code, right? So how much less code, there will be less maintenance. So for every line you add, you need to ask yourself, is it that necessary? If yes, then go ahead. If not, then find an alternative.
Okay, so as coding is also playing a very important role, then can you please tell me that learning different coding languages is good at a average level, or mastering into one thing is a better option?
So in the start, exploring, definitely a good choice, but eventually you need to be like master in one. I feel master in one would be really good. If you are choosing Java, C++, or anything, master it. But if you know one coding language, you can switch to another in few weeks. If you're familiar with Java, and if your company wishes you to shift to C sharp or Python, you'll be able to transition it, right? Because the coding concepts are same for every language, the syntax is different, right? The concept will be same across. So master one language, because at the end of for coding rounds you need to do code in one language, and you need to have proper depth understanding in that language. For that one, someone asks which is the best for DSA, Java or C++. Java and C++ both are object-oriented programming languages. Choose anyone, it would be really good. No problem with the coding languages, because every coding concepts are all across are same. Just the syntax is different, and some concepts of Java will be different than some concept of C++. Start with anything, both works. But I preferred Java because most of the companies use Java, and there is actually a bit higher requirement of Java nowadays. So if you have not started it, you can choose Java and go ahead with Java and data structures with Java.
Thank you for covering the point asked in the comment section by our audience. So next, I really want to ask that what particular thing in a coding language one should actually look at? Like, for example, whenever we are given a scenario and we really don't know about it, how our approach should be towards that?
So starting off, if you face starting with a question like a scenario, first think of it. Use pen and paper. I would suggest make cases like different case. There would be edge cases which you would miss in a code. There will be test case. For I will give an example of one of the coding rounds in our college. So there will be the test cases will be hidden for you, and you can run the code and see that how many test cases you have passed. So you do not know the edge cases, right? So you need to think and do it on paper. Use pen and paper, I feel, and whatever you think, just write, and you'll get a solution in that solving in it.
Okay, so now we are moving on towards the last question, which is asked by our audience, that how do you manage your time during online assessment round, considering that we are expected to explain our intuition from brute to optimal?
Okay, so this is a great question actually. So managing time, it comes with practice actually. You need to practice things. first of all, just go whatever your like whatever the first basic approach would be, start explaining that, but don't over explain everything because the interviewer knows already. But you just need to put out your thoughts, what you think, and what would be the approach. And after that they will ask you for suggestion that can you improve it, optimize it, or anything like that. They think for a bit and optimize the solution. And it comes with practice, so practice things like that. First start with, if you're doing a question in lead code, say of arrays, so you took a arrays question to sort an array for an example. So first start with a basic approach, you have done it, and then go to that question after say like a week, and then try to optimize the same question you solved. This will help you.
Okay, so this was really an incredible and insightful conversation. Now, do you feel anything to add up from your side which I was not able to cover up?
No, you have covered everything, and the questions also covered everything. Just one advice, as I said earlier, be consistent, learn and adapt, I would say.
Okay, and I'm also sure that many of us listening have gained valuable tips and inspiration from you, Miss Aditi. And now I would like to invite our chairperson, Ms. Tanisha Sharma, to share a few closing remarks with us. Over to you, Ms. Tanisha Sharma.
Yes, so I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our guest, Miss Aditi, our convener, Suja ma'am, wonderful host, Bhavika, the CESA family, and all the attendees who made today's podcast truly memorable. A special mention to community partners, CSI and GDG VIT, for adding vibrance to this event. Thank you all for being part of this inspiring journey today. And over to you, Bhavika.
Yes. Now, as we wrap up, remember that every journey is unique, filled with both challenges and opportunities. Stay motivated, keep learning, and be open to growth in every step that you take. Thank you so much for attending the podcast. Special thanks to our speaker, Ms. Aditi. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Bhavika. Thank you for being the wonderful host and for the kind words, the warm welcome. And again, I want to thank Suja ma'am for inviting me. I had a great opportunity talking to all of you. You can just DM me or connect with me on LinkedIn for any doubts and queries you have. You're just a connection away.
Yes, and lastly, I would like to thank all our audience for joining us towards this podcast. And again, now we can just leave the meeting if you have no more doubts. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we can end our meet. If anyone has any particular doubt, they can just post it. Yes, Ishika, did you raise your hands?
Yes, Ayushi, you can proceed. Do you have any doubt? We are winding up actually. Okay, so one more thing, Miss Aditi, if possible, you can provide link for whatever courses and playlists you have mentioned so that we can convey to our audience, like
Yes,
whatever resources.
Tanisha. I'll share everything with you so that you can share everything in the group or whatever medium.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
So
for your contribution.
uh,
Sorry?
I feel there are no more doubts, so we can wind up for today. All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everybody, once again.